Hello everyone, I am Dr. Pooja. Today we are going to talk about painless labor or labor analgesia and what are the various methods that are available in multi-speciality hospitals in India. Let's start the video then. So before starting the discussion regarding painless labor, we should know why the labor is painful. So labor is painful because of the two things. That is because of the stretching of the pelvic floor muscles and stretching of the cervical canal and uterine contractions which are happening to expel the baby out of the womb. So what are the effects of the labor pains on mother? It increases the heart rate of the mother. It increases the blood pressure of the mother because of painful contractions. There is a activation of the sympathetic system that can also lead to increase in the respiratory rate of the mother. And these all things combined can cause the acid-base imbalance in the blood of mother, which can lead to adverse effect on a baby. What are the various stages of labor? So there are mainly three stages of labor. In the first stage of labor, there is a starting of the uterine contraction, dilatation of the cervix up to 10 centimeters, and this stage can last from 4 hours to 12 hours. If it goes beyond 18 hours, it is called as a prolonged labor. Second stage is a delivery or birth of a baby from the cervical canal, and this stage lasts for about 45 minutes to 2 hours. If it goes beyond 2 hours, then it is called as a prolonged second stage of labor. Third stage is delivery of a placenta, and this stage can last about 15 to 20 minutes. So, what are the methods of pain relief in labor? So, we divide this different techniques into pharmacological and non-pharmacological methods. We'll see non-pharmacological methods first. In non-pharmacological methods, uh, we can have emotional support from a mother or a husband of a patient. Then we can have music therapy. Then we can have acupressure or acupuncture, physiotherapy, then various massage and touch therapies. Then there is a one method that is called as transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, that is TENS. In these, small electrodes are applied surrounding the nerves, and various electrical currents in a small amplitude and frequencies are being given, so that endorphins are released in the nerves, and that can cause a pain relief at a certain extent. Then there is a method that is hypnosis or a water bath. So these all methods are available in India in various hospitals, but it depends upon the hospital to hospital. Then there are pharmacological methods. They are also divided into various categories. First is a systemic opioids or systemic analgesics. In this, various painkillers or opioids like fentanyl or tramadol that we administer to the intravenous cannula to the patient in a graded category throughout the labor. It can give some extent of pain relief to the patient throughout the labor, but the disadvantage is that this whatever analgesic or painkillers what we give, that can go to the baby, and that can cause the respiratory depression to the baby after birth. Then the second method is inhalational anesthetic. In this, we administer oxygen and some anesthetic mixture through the mask to the patient, and it can cause some extent of pain relief to the patient. But it is not available everywhere in all hospitals. Plus, there are specified cylinders for that, and these cylinders are also not available everywhere. So, third method is neuroaxial anesthesia, which is a gold standard. In these also there are various types like labor epidural, then combined spinal epidural analgesia, and there is just a spinal analgesia. Fourth is localized nerve blocks. In this, only cervical canal or perineal floor muscles are being paralyzed or are being anesthetized by local anesthetic via pudendal nerve block or cervical canal block. But these are not popular because you can still feel the uterine contractions throughout the labor. So these are the various kinds of method. We'll discuss in detail about the labor epidural. So what should be the technique which is ideal for labor analgesia or painless labor? It should be easily available in all the hospitals, even in the periphery. It should be pocket friendly for the patient and her relatives. It should not cause any complications in mother or in the baby. Then it should not prolong the labor, any stage of labor which can cause complications in the labor. Then should give a dramatic pain relief and give the satisfaction to the mother during labor.
So, what are the advantages of giving painless labor or labor analgesia? It gives excellent pain relief throughout the process of labor to the patient, and that can dramatically reduce her anxiety and her fatigue throughout this process. She cooperates well with the obstetrician, and even she can enjoy giving birth to her child during this whole process. Plus, in case of high risk pregnancies like diabetes, hypertension, hypothyroidism, elderly preemies, labor analgesia is very important because it reduces the sympathetic response of the patient, and the complications like increasing the heart rate, increasing the blood pressure, or increasing the respiratory rate, acid base imbalances, or fatigue at the end of the delivery. These all things we can avoid with labor analgesia. Plus, if the labor prolongs for more than 12 hours, then we can give the epidural analgesics in a graded dosage, and we can also prolong this analgesia throughout the period of delivery. Also, post-operative pain relief can also be given if the catheter is in situ. Plus, if the labor is converted into C-section for some unforeseen complications, then the same catheter could be used for giving anesthesia to the patient during the cesarean section. So, what are the prerequisites for giving this labor analgesia? In the hospital where you deliver, there should be a operation theatre and a labor room where there is a multipara monitor to monitor your heart rate, blood pressure, or SpO2. There should be a expert anesthesia team who can anesthetize you and who can give you this labor analgesia and who can monitor you throughout the birth of your child. Then there should be a non-stress test machine available over there, so that if there is a changes in the heart rate of a baby, then you can pick it up early and you can avoid the complications. Then fourth thing is there should be basic resuscitation facilities available in the operation theatre or in the labor room. Many patients and her relative asked me during the pre-anesthetic checkup that if they receive this labor analgesia during the delivery, or if they receive the spinal anesthesia during C-section, would they have the lifetime of backache? So this is a big misconception that we have. This backache is nowhere related to the spinal or epidural analgesia. Because of the change in the curvature of a lumbar spine during pregnancy, and because of the swelling of the tissues that happen during the pregnancy, many of the patients after delivery feel this pain or backache for some years or for few months after the delivery. So before giving this labor analgesia or labor epidural, we generally meet you in the pre-anesthetic OPD or in the ward or in the labor room. We discuss with your gynecologist regarding when to start labor analgesia, depending upon what stage of labor you are in. Then we take your vitals, we check all your blood investigation, we ask you about your history of receiving any epidural in the past, we ask you about any allergies that you have, and then if you have any comorbidities like diabetes, blood pressure, or hypothyroidism, or any other comorbidities, and if you are on the right track or in the right stage of labor, then we generally insert the epidural catheter. For the epidural catheter, we will ask you to sit upright, or we will ask you to lie down, and in your lumbar spine we insert a small gauge needle. Through this needle we insert a small catheter inside and we keep it there. Then we remove this needle, and whatever drugs that we have to administer to you will be administered to that small catheter. That catheter will be stick to your back, and it would be there till you deliver, and after the delivery as well for the pain relief for 24 hours. So what could be the complications because of the labor analgesia? There could be infection or bleeding at the side where we insert the catheter. If we could not insert the catheter properly, or if there is a kink, or if there is a bleeding, then we would have to remove the catheter and resite it again. Then if there is some mistake and if the needle passes in the subarachnoid space, then you might have post-spinal puncture headache for 48 hours after the delivery, and there could be a patchy block. Patchy block may be because of some adhesions inside the spine. I'm sure all your queries and questions are being answered in this video. If you have any other query or question or concerns regarding labor analgesia or labor epidural, then you can ask me in the message section or in my inbox. I'll definitely try to make another video or try to solve your problem on phone. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe and like this video so that I'll get some encouragement to make another one. Thank you.